Hello everyone, my name is Nikachu and today we are breaking down the legendary new Splatoon trailer. There's a lot of stuff going on in this trailer that I want to go frame by frame and really figure out what we're talking about. We also have help from Nintendo themselves who tweeted out a bunch of information dissecting this trailer a bit more than was actually described. So we start off with this, of course. I was very confused when I first saw this desert area. It kind of looked like something out of a Fortnite trailer, but the second we got over here, I knew it was Splatoon. We look here and it kind of looks like something straight out of the Salmon Run. A bunch of really cool things happen there. This is straight off Nintendo's website where they talk about what kind of area this is. They talk about this, okay? They say, enter the Splatlands. This is like the Wild Wild West for the Splatoon world, which is really cool. Lots of cool lore in the Splatoon universe, as we know. A sun-scorched desert inhabited by battle-hardened Inklings and Octolings. And then later we'll know that city is actually called Splatsville, the city of chaos. So this is the Splatlands. It looks really, really cool. Obviously we see some things, rubble being destroyed, some shrubbery. Okay, and then we get to this girl. This is, of course, when we all knew it was Splatoon based on this creature here that looks straight from Salmon Run. And then we have this girl. Now, this kind of reminded me of, like, Tatooine from Star Wars. And this is, like, Boba Fett or someone. And she's got this braid, which obviously is new. We didn't have braids in Splatoon in the last game. And she's taking her hood off and revealing this kind of, like, lime green, yellowish hair. This is obviously the new Splatoon bow item that we will see later in the trailer. Very nice to see new hairstyles in Splatoon. I will admit, like, when we first got here, I had no idea where this was going. And then look at all these different eye color combinations here. You know, customization is obviously a big part of Splatoon, but I don't think we're really quite there in terms of real customization. I think other games have gone a lot deeper, but looking at how we have all these different eye options definitely will make a difference. So, of course, we have tons of new hairstyles. That's great. Very refreshing, no pun intended. The pace of this trailer was pretty slow at first, and I kind of enjoyed it because usually Splatoon is such a fast-moving thing. So now we know this is Little Buddy, who is a salmonoid. I actually have more information on him right here. In the new video transmission, an Inkling is seen accompanied by a juvenile salmonoid called a small fry. So this is a small fry that's going to be tagging along. Our studies have long shown that salmonoids to be a dangerous species. How this seemingly symbiotic relationship evolved is a thrilling mystery. Further research is required. Of course, we're going to have to wait and see with these characters, see what this actually does. But it's really nice. Again, I'm kind of getting a Star Wars vibe, like, you know, Tatooine, and maybe this is like a Luke Skywalker Jedi character. And this small fry is kind of like a droid, like a R2-D2, or maybe even like a Baby Yoda. We're still in this deserty area here. Our Inkling's moving, and then we see over here, I didn't catch this at first, but this is the Eiffel Tower. I am so stunned how the heck the Eiffel Tower ended up here. I didn't know if Splatoon was based off the real world or not, but it looks as though it is, because this is an upside down Eiffel Tower. I just think that's so stunning. I thought the walking here, I had no idea what to expect when I first saw this. Is it this the single player campaign? And maybe they'll have a focus on single player in this Splatoon game. Lots of really cool shots. I really like the framing here, looking at how small the Inkling is compared to like this devastation and chaos, post-apocalypticness. So then we're stopped here right in front of the train, and I thought that this meant that we were boarding a battle royale train. I thought this kind of reminded me of Fortnite. Again, the graphics kind of gave me Fortnite. We see the city right here in the back left. So we're seeing here in the Splatlands our character waiting to go to the city, getting picked up by the bus. The bus comes. Here we have the jellyfish dude. We have like this big eel guy over here, big fish. I love the characters so much in this game. They have so much personality. Again, I really liked how cinematic this was. It was very cinematic. It took long breaths, you know, like how a lot of great movies, like Quentin Tarantino movies, he really bakes in the moment for a second, right? There's lots of long takes and it doesn't cut for a while. This reminded me of that. We now fade to white and I was like, what the heck is happening? At this point, I had no idea what to expect, and obviously, we go straight into the city. Now, this is where I have a lot to dive into here. So, here we are at Splatsville. What do we think of the name? Splatsville? Ingopolis Square. I'm happy they definitely changed up the city we're in now, but Splatsville, you know, it's a fun name, I guess. It's, you know, it's fine. The newly discovered city of chaos. So it's very hyper-theorized right now, and, you know, it's pretty much confirmed that this is taking place after the events of the last Splatoon 2 Splatfest, which is so fascinating to me that they really took that to pride. Like, seriously, back a year ago, our final Splatfest was the Order vs. Chaos Splatfest, and Chaos won, which dictated the events that we're seeing now in the Splatoon 3 trailer. And the fact that a Splatfest really dictated the future of the game makes me so excited for the future of Splatoon. Like, the devs are really listening to the community, and not only listening to the community, they're listening to themselves, they're listening to the game. You know, real things that happen from us playing the game are affecting the future of the game itself and the story. And I just think that's so cool. Like, really thinking of Splatoon as an ever-evolving world, right? Like, every few years, like, things change in this world in kind of real time, and a lot of that we ourselves as Splatoon fans can change. I think that's so cool. So obviously we're in the City of Chaos. I guess they see it kind of, it doesn't look super futuristic, it's dated, yet seems densely populated. Yeah, it looks very, very densely populated. This is really what I noticed. Okay, so if you look up here, there's obviously apartments, tons of apartment complexes, sky rises that are going straight to the sky, kind of like New York or like maybe Tokyo, inspired by a really big city. And as you can see, there's clothing outside of every single building, and a lot of people are speculating that in this game, we'll be able to make our very own apartment. We'll be able to own our own apartment and live in the city. Now, this is something that's been highly requested. I've requested, tons of you have been in the comment section being like, please, we want to live in Splatoon. I don't know if we want to live in the City of Chaos, okay? You better be careful there, folks. It's literally called the City of Chaos. A lot of people talk online that the Animal Crossing developers and the Splatoon developers work together, and if we could have some type of Animal Crossing customization, you know how we can customize our own houses in Animal Crossing, bring that to Splatoon in a very unique Splatoon way, that would be very interesting. And they could go very deep in this too. Maybe have people over at your house. Maybe have story events take place in your apartment. You could do lots of cool things, mini games, events taking place in your house. Maybe you could even watch the Splatfest from your home. In Splatoon 1 and Splatoon 2, you turn on the game and Callie, Marie, Marina, and Pearl are giving you the presentation, but maybe you're inside your own house and watching on your own TV. That could be cool, and it plays in the background, and maybe we'll have other TV shows. There's a lot of really interesting things they can do with this, and I'm really excited. Now, the other thing is if you look over here, it really stretches a while. Like, it really goes deep down. Our previous Splatoon cities have been a lot smaller, where there's like one little strip of a few stores. This already looks way bigger, and this is just one little scene we've seen. I see a porta potty looking thing right here. I see lots of stores. If we have a huge Splatoon city we can walk around and really is kind of a little open worldy, obviously it's not going to be huge, but this could definitely be an open world Splatoon. That's something that would sell the game, I think. It doesn't look too different in terms of like the graphics or the gameplay, but perhaps if this is like a open world game where you walk around, I mean, we saw, you know, the character walking for a very long distance. You know, this is pretty cool. It could be a type of 3D platformer that's slightly open world, like a Super Mario Odyssey, perchance. So this could be an open world game, and then you can go back to the city, really get to hang out there in more of an open way. Look how tall they get. I mean, this is just a small one compared to the big building over there. Maybe we'll have tons of apartment buildings. You can visit friends. If you could visit your friends or your teammates' apartment, they gotta do that, right? That would be sweet. We have this boar-looking thing that looks so cool. And then we have an inkling, you know, that has like its tongue sticking out and teeth. This world feels a lot more I love it. I love it so much. It's much more, I don't know, mature. So I guess this city is fairly new. It just got built ever since the Splatfest of Chaos. And, you know, they're going for that chaos vibe. In the tweet, they're talking about how it looks very densely populated, but also dated. They're going for maybe a little bit of a darker, more mature vibe. I don't know if it's necessarily darker, but it's more mature for sure, and has a more personality to it, really. It looks like lived in, right? And we see this, and wow, look at all of the signs. Look at all of the signs. There's so many, I can count like 7 stores right now. Or look at all the Inklings walking around. In previous games, they just kind of walked around and said random things. They barely interact with you. Maybe, just maybe, because this seems more lived in, what if it's like GTA and they're live, you know, like real people walking around in that moment for real. And you can talk to people in real time like you can like in an Animal Crossing when you visit someone's island. That could be really cool too. If they don't do that, you should at least be able to talk to your friends when you visit these apartments. Again, these apartments are not confirmed. Just there's such a spotlight on these apartments that I really feel like we're going to be able to live in our own. We see this person who's wearing a mask, very COVID conscious. But we see a stop sign in cars. That's pretty dang cool to me. Could you imagine if you could drive in Splatoon? That would be wild. But this just looks really big. We see right here too. I didn't catch this the first time I watched this, but this is, I guess, where you would join. This is where like the lobby is, which is really cool. This is where you join your Splatfest. You start taking down people with your ink. But we see lots of construction. They definitely, this kind of looks like the Splat Towers in the previous games. But we see it definitely is still under construction. This kind of looks like a railway that buses would go on. It looks extremely populated. Like there seems to be a lot going on. Yeah, we look down here. Yeah, this does seem to be like a bus or railway of some sort, subway. More cars spotted right here too. I wonder what the vehicles are. We got motorcycles, we got big trucks, packages. We didn't see this yet. This is the big building that has the this is where you obviously will go to do your Splatoon matches. And we have this thing right here that looks like a snake being coiled up. They add snakes to Splatoon. You know, we have octopus, we've had Inklings. If they added snakes in some way, maybe the snake is like a villain, but the snake has a crown. So I'm guessing the snake might represent Chaos because Chaos won the Splatfest, and that's really what's influenced this whole Chaos City. And you see like kind of the colors of Chaos right here was like a gold and black, and that's the same color as this right here, and the crown as well is gold and black with on the snake. So I'm kind of really digging this kind of darker city vibe with the Chaos influence. We see the snake again right here, so I'm guessing that's the same building. This snake right here is the same snake as the snake over there. Yep, that's the same building. So we see this right here, and then it cuts. This is right underneath it. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so very, very nice. Big city, lots of big things going on. And now we're getting into the gameplay. This is really cool. I love the background here. Before the Inklings pop up, like I said, my favorite terrain in video games is deserts, mountains. This reminds me of when definitely when Goku fought Vegeta, this background terrain over here. I just really love it. I think it's a really good, it's a good mix-up for Splatoon, because usually we're in the big city vibe, or we're in this very, like, technological vibe. This gives it a really cool contrast. And I'm guessing all of their battles, instead of taking place in the city, takes place in these Splatlands. So I'm really excited to see how the Splatlands really develops the world of Splatoon. When I first saw this trailer, I thought it was a 4v4v4v4. I thought it was 16 people going against each other at the same time. I realize now that it's not the case. It is 4v4, but you know, this is still very early in the Splatoon 3 cycle. This game could potentially come out 18 months from now. I'm gonna guess it comes out summer 2022, like Splatoon 2 came out in the summer. It seems like a really good summer game. The first Splatoon came out at the start of summer, the second one came out in July. So This could definitely come out in summer, especially with the Splatlands. It's very sunny, deserty, kind of gives me a summer vibe. So the game could come out up to 18 months away from now. There could definitely be 4v4s, teams of 4 going against each other. There could be the Battle Royale. Again, I really got the vibe that a Battle Royale was going to be revealed here, but maybe it will. But this Badlands area, Splatlands area, is, I think, very much going to be the big focus. So here's another tweet from Nintendo describing it. We've learned that Splatsville is located in a broader region called the Splatlands. Okay, so Splatsville is located in this big Splatlands area. Think of it like a big desert area where Las Vegas is in the middle. That's where I'm kind of comparing it to right now. It seems that the intense sun and harsh environments have had profound effects on its inhabitants. So there's this beautiful screenshot that Nintendo put out. I'll put it up here too. We can talk about it. I'm going chronologically throughout the trailer like Nintendo did in their tweets. But this screenshot is just beautiful. The gameplay looks really nice. The quality does look better than the first Splatoon and Splatoon 2. Emotes? I'm guessing emotes are definitely coming in big ways. Because you see someone doing kind of like a break dance. You see someone sitting down. You see someone jumping up. This is obviously something that did not take place in the last few Splatoons, so I definitely think emotes are coming in this game as well. Also, this shot of the Inkling standing in front of this Eiffel Tower, I mean, that's just so dark. It's so cool. I really like the direction they're going in with this. Okay, so as you can see here in the trailer, that they get shot out of cannons. I was like, what the heck is going on here? They literally just got shot out. So like they get brought in with these things too. So I'm guessing maybe they send out these little portal things from the city and send it out to the Splatlands. And this is where their battles take place. Again, I'm really loving the setting. The Splatlands is just so cool. And they're like hanging out of things too. Which is really interesting to me. And you also got to remember Splatoon gets updated like for months after the game comes out, so this is just the first trailer of so much content to come, so I'm trying not to judge it too much. So you get to choose where you get to spawn. This is pretty cool. Is it the biggest change ever? No, but it's definitely a really welcome change. I really love it. You can see right here in this shot some really cool art. You're seeing this green and I don't know, this has like an octopus with like 4 legs. Maybe they have a emphasis on jellyfish, which is really cool. But I just love the rustic feel of all this. I love like this, the fish bones looks really cool. So you get to pick where you spawn, kind of. You get to spawn on your own side, but you get a little bit of variation of where you get shot into. Way better than the portals that everyone gets spawned into. Definitely a welcome change. And then over here, we have our first look at the bow. The bow is amazing. Now, this is definitely my favorite item revealed in this trailer. It just looks amazing. It looks really good. I played some Star Wars Battlefront lately, and what they do is, with a trigun, is they have a vertical way, and then you can also turn it into horizontal. Maybe you can do that as well, because if it's just vertical, I can see some problems with it, but I've been begging for a bow and arrow in Splatoon. I know a lot of you have too. Very happy to have a bow and arrow here. So I'm gonna go really slow here, because there's a lot to catch on. So I love this right here. I don't want to say I love dead fish. I don't want to say I love dead fish, but I do love this design. It's really cool. And this looks like wine glasses. I don't really know what that's all about. But that's very interesting as well. And then right here is something that I did not catch at first while watching this trailer, but Nintendo described a ton via their tweet. We'll get to the tweet in just a second. But as you can see, the Inkling is twisting in the air, doing like a really big jump dash looking thing. And that is a new feature, actually, that you now have. Instead of just swimming and jumping like normally, you have this big like spin dash thing, which is just so cool. And you can see there's actually a second thing. So there's 2 really big additions here. We have this new dash, and we also have a big jump. So you now can jump up into the air. This adds so much variety to the gameplay. I don't even know if I can understand it completely, because it just really, this changed the whole entire thing. It changed the way you move in Splatoon. Splatoon is a great, it's very fast-paced, but I think I didn't even realize this was needed so much. I don't think I'll ever be able to go back to the old Splatoons, because this is going to be such a welcome change. So you can, obviously, as you can see here, very slowly, this Inkling right here is jumping up pretty high. This is pretty dang high. I mean, you're getting pretty high up there, and then you can just snipe someone from the top, right above them. That will completely change the way people play Splatoon. It adds so much movement, so much more mobility. These things are so agile. Inklings, I mean, they're just like a butterfly in the wind. They're very agile, right? And I think they did a decent job making them agile, but now they are very, very agile. Their mobility is so much better now. Okay, so that's great. Also, I like this new animation of the Inkling going up into the sky. This is also very early gameplay. I remember the first Splatoon 2 trailer, the gameplay didn't look super beautiful, but by like the third or fourth trailer, it looked really nice. Same thing happened with Mario Odyssey. Remember, the first trailer compared to the second trailer, the graphics like doubled in quality. It was amazing. So this one, definitely we are more than a year out. I don't think this will come out like early 2022. We're more than a year out. The graphics could definitely improve. I'm seeing some improvements from Splatoon 2, but when I was watching this with my friends, it was a big complaint from everyone that it looks a bit too similar graphically from Splatoon 2. And I do understand that criticism. I definitely understand that criticism. But again, this looks way better than the first Splatoon 2 trailer, so maybe it'll look a lot better by the time we get to the release. So I'm not too worried. I'm not a big graphics person. I do appreciate amazing graphics. Definitely not the biggest change. But I definitely am noticing some differences. Definitely in the gameplay, though, is, when you're watching this trailer so fast, you don't really catch a lot of the subtle gameplay changes. But I definitely am appreciating it. And I'm just loving this world, guys. I'm just loving the world. Okay, so this is what I can figure out from watching this. So this Inkling right here splatted this Inkling. But I think before they got splatted, they shot 3 missiles. And as you can see, these 3 missiles shoot over here and do big damage over here. And then there's a bunch of like Star Wars looking laser missiles being shot too all over the place. This looks a lot more chaotic and a lot more powerful than the last Splatoon in terms of like powers happening. So yeah, splatted, shot some missiles over there. Someone's shooting missiles over here as well. And then we see shots of all the different characters. Didn't really see anything too crazy with these shots right here. Then we have this guy. I gotta go get my water. Then we have this guy. This thing is so sweet. Honestly, is it the highlight of the advertisement? It definitely might be. Okay, so we have this guy who starts off in a shell and then turns in to this awesome crab lobster robotic thing. This is one of the sweetest designs. What Splatoon does great. They have amazing designs of things. Love the eyes, the big eyes. I think this could be a really cool sub-weapon, just placing this out and it kind of like goes out. Maybe it pinches people and splats them. Maybe it shoots out ink. Maybe it just blocks an area off. I don't know. Maybe it just sprays ink. It could definitely also be a special attack too. But it looks really cool. I really love this design. I hope we get a lot of stuff like this. Okay, so this is another tweet from Nintendo I want to get into. Even in the Splatlands, Inklings seem devoted to the popular pastime of turf war. The basic rules appear unchanged. 2 teams of 4 compete to ink the most ground. However, the denizens of Splatsville appear to have taken their battles into the surrounding wilds of nature. Okay, so yeah, so they're taking their they're taking their turf wars and taking it into where we're doing the story mode at. And I think really diving into the Splatlands area will make the game so much interesting. I think a lot of people that play Splatoon skip over the story mode, or the opposite. They play the story mode and skip the multiplayer. And I think combining the two in a way, the areas, will get people invested in both. So I think that's really cool. Also, they did say the basic rules appear to be unchanged. I don't want to read too much into this, but I think we could get some more modes in this game. One of my complaints with the Splatoon 2 game is we didn't really get any new modes. We got a lot of new maps and items, and we got one new mode with the clam. But I think this will probably add a few more modes. I don't know. I don't want to read too into this. But it seems like this, you know, this Splatlands thing could be hiding a lot of new content. Okay, so back to this crab thing. In this video transmission, we also spotted some special weapons. Okay, so it is a special weapon. In addition to a brand new one, some things like reconfigured versions of special weapons found in Inkopolis, how perfectly fitting for the City of Chaos. Yeah, so there's this thing that shoots out like a bunch of different missiles. That's what we saw earlier in the trailer. And yeah, this thing just looks sweet to me. This is the same console as Splatoon 2, so I didn't really expect a major graphics bump. Maybe with the Switch Pro it might look better. Maybe this was Switch gameplay and then the Switch Pro has better gameplay. This intuition that Splatoon 3 was coming. I doubled down. Last year I made a bunch of videos talking about how I thought Splatoon 3 was coming. I just felt like it was coming. You know, it's 4 years since Splatoon 2. It'll be 5 years once this comes out. You know, it just made sense the new one was coming. I thought it would be maybe a spin-off, but I definitely thought Splatoon 3 was possible. So I'm not surprised it's here. You know, and as someone who did expect a Splatoon 3, I didn't expect a gigantic graphical change. You know, whether that's a good thing or not, maybe you should have higher expectations. I don't know. I just didn't expect it to be a big graphical change, so I'm not disappointed by that. I'm just excited to see what gets revealed. Love the first Splatoon. I love the second Splatoon, and I think they're like Pokemon, revealing a Pokemon game. There's so much details in between the first trailer and the last one. You know, this definitely has a long way to go, and I wouldn't be upset if I were you. If you're a Splatoon fan, you're maybe underwhelmed, because I know a lot of people are. You know, this is a year and a half out, probably. We're probably not going to get this till summer 2022, which is about a year and a half away. I think what we have seen shows promise. I think this city looks awesome. It looks like 5 times the size as the last few cities we've been in. The apartment looks sweet. I want to have the prettiest apartment in all of the world. Again, not confirmed. I just have a hunch. You know, you should probably listen to me. I predicted this game and all. No, I'm kidding. But I do feel like, I mean, come on now. They showed so much of the, you know, they really emphasized the open window apartments and so many people around. I really think you'll be able to customize your apartment. To what extent, I don't know. Maybe you'll be able to create your own. Maybe you'll be able to visit others. I don't know. And I think the city will be bigger. And then I think the first player, I don't know, is this a story mode? Is this just you being able to travel outside of the Badlands area? Like, they said that the city, and you can see right here that the city is right, you can see from this screenshot at the bus that the city is really close to the Badlands. It's a city basically inside the Badlands, the Splatlands area, just like how Las Vegas is in the middle of a, you know, a bunch of deserts. So maybe, just maybe, this is open world. I don't want to rule that out yet, because there does have to be something big about this game if they want to be a Splatoon 3, right? Not a big open world, maybe like how, I don't know, like Mario Odyssey is open world, just like really big open stages like that you could kind of teleport to and fast travel to. Like not open world, just like big explorable areas. Because I could see you being right here, and then you can take the train over here and investigate. Because you can see right here that they're walking around, you know, walking around an area, and there's big mountains and stuff. So there might be this like an explorable open world. I don't want to use open world because I put air quotes on open world because I don't know if this is necessarily going to be a big, what you think of open world, but yeah, that's basically every detail I can tell from this trailer. We can't really tell too much. The rest is just speculation. But I saw a lot of people get, you know, disappointed by this trailer, where I was kind of happy with it. So I want to be able to break it down and tell you why I was excited and where I saw a lot of the energy and hype. Because it definitely, there's more details that weren't as obvious that are big game changers to the game. And again, I think they're just saving a lot. And I do think we are going to get a Pokemon reveal next week as well, which will kind of cover 2021 in a way. I get the criticism. I get that it doesn't look super different yet, but I think what we've seen actually proves that it will be a lot different than the last few Splatoon games. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was like a very long video. I wanted to break down this trailer. Again, I usually make fun gameplay videos of Animal Crossing and Pokemon, that stuff, and I'll go back to that stuff. The next video is going to be really fun. But I love Splatoon so much, and when this game comes out, I'm going to go all in, just like I did in Splatoon 2, and I'm going to go all in on the game. So it gives me excitement because I know it's coming now, right? I didn't know it was coming yesterday. I know it's coming now. In 2022, it gives me something to look forward to. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.